the government or rather the ruling party should re- uh, you know should realize or should that people know what issues they have fought the election on. They fought primarily on two things. If you know before the ZP election how many trips the chief minister did to Delhi with regards to mining, he's made one promise after the other that the mining is going to start, and he's spoken to such big leaders. But ever since the election, the cabinet meeting took place, there was not a single announcement of mining. Now, every time elections come, they promise they promise that the mining is going to restart. But as we said earlier, and almost everybody knows, mining is not going to start because it goes directly against their objective of transporting coal. So if you can only have one, you can either use MPT exclusively to transport ore, or you can use it for coal. You cannot have both at peak. You cannot do both the kind of transportation at peak capacity. What I mean by that is, if either you are having a lot of ore and a little bit of coal being transported, or you have a lot of coal and a little bit of ore. And currently, if you see, the ore being used is for Sterlite and for Vedanta. So don't expect the other mines to start anytime soon, at least not in the next 5 to 10 years. So that's one thing. So the second issue that the government fought, if you remember, was 10,000 jobs. Cabinet meeting happened
Yes.
2 days back. There was no announcement of jobs. There was absolutely no announcement of jobs. So what has happened to that promise? The promise is forgotten. Again, it might come before municipal council elections. But these were the two issues that the BJP fought the elections on. If you remember, even Movin Goodin also threatened the youth that after election they're going to open up these jobs and the youth will not get these jobs if at all they protest. So
Yes.
these projects were
If they
not.
take part in protests.
Yeah. So again, these projects were not an election issue. Now, he promises one thing, runs the election on one thing. It's like you're running one race, and then you're saying you're running playing a cricket match, and then you said you won a World Cup football trophy. It doesn't work like that. So the government should fulfill its promises before claiming victory. This is not a mandate on the projects. If you want to see the mandate, you just have to look at how many people did not come for voting. That is your mandate on the project. People are so fed up of all the parties, and that is why they didn't even bother to come for voting. And that is nearly 46 to 48%, goes even up to 53% in one of the, and in places like Raya and all, it's 70, it's almost 70%. So that is, if you want to take one thing away, that would be it. Now, let's look at statistics. I kept it as simple as possible. This is quite a deep subject. So, um, can you see the screen, Deshurbi? Because I'm just, yeah. So
Yes,
this,
I can see this.
there are two maps here, and if you see on the left side, it is a map of Goa with all the ZP wards of north and south, each
Hmm.
constituency of the Zilla Panchayat.
Hmm.
And I have just mapped the male and female. So on the left side, it is the male percentage of people who came to vote compared to the total male
Hmm.
population. And on the left side, it is the female total number of women who came to vote compared to the total population of women. Of course, two constituencies, that is the
Hmm.
Sankwar and Naveli, didn't have elections because one was unopposed and the other one was because of somebody died. They had to cancel it or postpone it. Now, if you look at the men, almost in every case,
Hmm.
2/3 of men came out to vote, 1/3 did not come out. And
Hmm.
if you see the, Kepe and the southern states have better turnout than the urban area. That is the places in Murmugaon, Salset. So the except for I think it's Kankon, the Poingin side, the rest have had 1/3 men sitting at home. Now the women is even more abysmal. If you see the pink, this thing, it is 50%. If you see almost every circle, the pink
Hmm.
area is percentage of people, women who came out to vote compared to the total. So almost everything is
Hmm.
only half the pie. In other words,
Hmm.
half women did not want to come out to vote. Now, why is that? If the government is successful, I'm not going to talk of the opposition because the opposition did a pathetic job representing the issues of the people. So, but as far as the government is concerned, if the government was so successful, why didn't people come out to vote? Why didn't women come out to vote? Is it because y'all are not paying Grihadar on time? Is it because women have been the ones who suffered the most during this pandemic? Is it because you are trying to implement laws in the labor and other departments where women, women are at a disadvantage, or is it because women had to go to work that day because it was not a public holiday for private people? So this is the reason the government should introspect as to why people are not able to come out to vote for them. If BJP wants to be like a one party, one nation, one party like North Korea, even North Korea has a thing where everyone has to get out and vote for that party. So otherwise they are
Absolutely.
fine. So of course we are in a democracy,
If I
but
may
at least the
interject.
government can. Yeah.
Yeah,
Tell me.
so that's coming from what you've just said, Avinash. If the voter turnout had been above 70% in the ZP elections, and then BJP would have won the number of seats it has, then it would be a thumping majority, and the statement that they're going by, that this is a mandate of the people, and that it is a mandate in support of the projects, then it would be a very emphatic statement. But it is not so, with such a
Absolutely.
dismal voter turnout.
It is among the men and the women itself. It gives a more clear picture. We have to ask ourselves, why aren't women coming out to vote for ZP elections? Now let's take the BJP in isolation. The BJP is claiming that it is a mandate. So if it is a mandate for their good work, compared to the previous election, which was the MP election, they should have got almost the same as voter turnout or more. But let's look at. I just put the data in a table form. Let's look at the statistics. The total votes that BJP got, North and South, is 1,75,000 odd votes. Congress got 85,000, NCP got 6,000, MGP got 45,000, AAP got 25,000. Goa Ford. When I say it's Kiran Kandolkar's wife who's had contested as independent. There's a new party, RSP, that is 313, and total independent vote was 97,796. Now, independent BJP might claim independent support them, or other parties might claim. So we'll look at this. But the point is that 3,41,000 people did not come out to vote. So BJP got 1,75,000. In other words, if there was another good party, or in every constituency, who really represented the voice of the people, BJP would have had no chance. Now, if you compare BJP to total other, because one thing you must understand how dominant parties, Congress did it before, then now BJP is doing it, how they win elections. If they have funds, they'll obviously fund their candidate, plus they will put proxy candidates to divide the votes. And that is what they did. For example, even though only in almost every bastion, they make sure that they have 3,000 votes. Like the BJP will make sure that they have 3,000 votes, and the rest they will put proxy candidates to divide the votes. But if there was a party that would bring the opposition together, rather to bring all the people together, BJP would have just 39% of that. So all the people who voted, all the people who came out to vote, BJP's vote share is only 39%. So you have a major chunk of 40% of people who came out to vote who are not 60%, who are not happy with the way BJP is functioning. So 60% of the voters came out to vote and rejected the BJP. Now, if you compare it to the total votes, those who came and did not come, BJP's vote share goes down to 22%. Just 22%. And this government is claiming that they have a mandate to destroy the forest. They have the mandate to break thousands of houses, what do you say, displace thousands of wildlife and destroy water bodies. This is absolutely absurd. And then
And a
if you
mandate to poison people with coal.
with coal, exactly, just 22% is not the kind of number you have to be proud of. The BJP has to be proud of. This is any party, could be any party ruling, but if they had to get 40% or even more than 50%, yes, that would have been a decisive statement in support of these projects. They could not even get 1/3. Now, if you compare, now this is let's just say there's no party. Let's just say, so except for BJP, there's no other party. BJP Zilla election, the total vote BJP got in this North Goa Zilla election compared to uh, the votes got by their MP during the MP election. So in Zilla, the North Goa BJP vote share is 1,09,815, and during MP election they got 2,44,844. That in other words, among their own voters, own people who voted for them, and this is MP vote. This is not a state election. This is not an MLA election that you vote because you personally know the candidate. This is an MP election. Majority of voters, 90% of voters vote for the party. So here in this case, BJP got 44% of their own voters for the compared to the previous election. And in the South Goa, BJP got 68% in Zilla, whereas in the MP election they had got 1,91,000. That is 35% of their own votes in this Zilla election. That means the BJP's own voters did not come to vote for them in this Zilla elections. So the total all Goa, it is they have just got 40% votes from their own voters vote base. That's not a number to be proud of. You cannot get more than 40% of your own voters out to vote for you, if, in order to justify these destructive projects. Forget about the rest of the voters who
and I would like to also point out the most famous case that there have been entire villages also who have boycotted the entire ZP election, like Mae. The MLA has not done road work, so they one village, I'm forgetting the name, they entirely boycotted the election and did not vote at all. So when you have instances of such things happening where entire villages are boycotting the election, then how is it a mandate of the people?
So any activist or anyone who gets into a discussion with a BJP or BJP leader and they say that, look, we won the Zilla elections in spite of all the protests happening all across Goa, just tell them you won only 22% of the vote share of the entire Goa. Just because you'll get 22%, that too by fooling people about mining and about 10,000 jobs, does not mean that you all have a mandate to destroy Goa. Just say that and move on to the next. I won't say shut them up, because we need to have this discussion with all stakeholders, including BJP workers and BJP supporters. So don't shut anybody up, but that's how you can respond to them if they claim that they have a mandate